Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready.
Welcome to the DM Deep Dive.
My name is Hopper the Devoted.
And I'm the GM.
And we're going to have a fun time tonight.
Troy and Abbott in the morning.
I am here at the Summer USA Castle with the GM Tim, and we're here to chat about wrapping up your first week here
it's awesome.
on site at the beautiful Thalian's Rest, as we call it, as well as talk about spring.
Spring 2026, baby.
Yeah. So, how was your week here?
It's been super good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't kill anyone, player or
Did you
character.
Try?
No. Okay, a little bit. No, I never try. No, I truly don't ever try. I don't like being that resist the DM. I like kind of like, I mean, you can attempt this thing you're going to do. I did convince. So I'm pretty free and loose with my inspirations. I like to let people just spend them. I can let the whole table. Yeah, do you want to share them around? Spend them. Sure, you'll get more. I have a pun-based economy. Not hard to get them, right? So I full on this one character made a roll, and if he succeeded in this, it was gonna do no damage. Like he was trying to do a lightning spell on a shambling mound. All that's gonna do. Every DM just went, huh. And every player who's been in this place has gone, ooh, because shambling mounds take no lightning damage and actually heal from lightning damage. It's a plant, yeah. So this person is about to cast like a witch bolt doing lightning damage, and he missed. And so I said, do you want to use your inspiration to see if you hit? And he missed again, and I said, there's more on the table. Do you want to do another one? So he spent 2 inspirations, and then I that totally hits. It does no damage. And he just kind of looked at me. He's like, that's evil. I'm like, I'm particularly impressed with how well you kind of baited me into spending those and then still did no damage. I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. That's what it's like to play with me.
It's like to play with the GM Tim. Amazing. You actually had a really interesting table because you had 2 groups. Or one big
second
party.
Time,
time, one big party of 14 people, both you and Kelly Lynn D'Angelo,
at
separate tables, and you guys came together one of your days.
Yeah, so 2 years ago at the castle in the UK, that same group was like a late booking, and so I did one of the tables, and Matt Allen, Nerd D, did the other table. And so we both ran 7 groups, and I did the same thing where we bring them together. It's something James Intercastle and I started at the very first castle.
Wow.
And now every castle I come to, it's continued. It's like,
wow.
I do my very best to find a DM who's willing to let's mess with our story a little bit to put these 2 groups together. So yeah, we were able to do that. And so we had at one point 14 players and 2 DMs with 2 big monsters, and we still managed to drop a few of them, and it really scared the crap out of them. And
wow.
Yeah, it was good. Good
Amazing.
fight.
How many castles have you been to? You were the first one.
I was DM number 1.
Amazing.
That's my only claim. I'll own that one till I die, baby. That's it. I think, where are we doing sets or
do just maybe
I've been to
sets.
every one every year it's happened.
Yeah.
So I think we're on number 7 or 8, somewhere in there.
Wow. And then if you count the rounds that you do while there, it's just
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So no, the 7 or 8 is that's all the rounds.
All together. Yeah, that's wow. What
Yeah.
keeps you coming back?
I mean, that's awesome. I don't know. It's a castle and D&D. What keeps you coming back, Hopper?
You?
Yes, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. You keep me coming back. Damn it, I answered wrong.
It's all right. So
Justin's laughing at me right now. Shut up.
We'll see how far we get into this before this.
I know. I'm sorry. Go questions. We love you. Welcome to the chaos.
Welcome. Then this is what you get. It's just a fun community.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
I feel like this is what you get at the end of the gaming day when you're in the tavern and you're chatting about.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You've played D&D. This is what you get in game. I just add more plot.
And it's at a castle.
And it's at a castle.
At a castle.
Yeah. Actually, I had a lot of plot. I'm pretty impressed with how much plot I'm able to pull off. Way more. My home games are like, well, you don't do that for us. I'm like, well.
Well, okay, so interesting. So how do you prepare a game for D&D in a castle versus a home game?
So a home game is a little bit easier because you have that sort of knowledge that you don't need to wrap up, right? So I could leave a cool cliffhanger and just be like, see you next week or 2 weeks. Here, I can't do that, right? So I have to have my timing set so that I know that they're at certain points in the story by the end of, say, lunch, and then by the end of the first day. And I have to do that twice, and then I have to have the finale on the third day. And I'm pretty. I know other DMs often go over, but I'm pretty hardcore with mine. No, 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 we're on time. Partly because it's like that's what you expect, and partly because I don't have the energy to go that much longer all the time. But yeah, it's cool. I like it. It also gives you the chance to, like, after dinner, you can kind of like have that lounge, have a drink, and you can do your epic log. And yeah,
Epic log.
epic log. Yeah. Every time I end a campaign, you get an epic log. I learned that from DM Neil. He does the D20 cruise with me, and we do like a lot of fun with the epic logs. He taught me how to do that. You tell your character basically, like, you tell your players that your story's ending. So what is that thing that you want to do that carries your character into like retirement or completes the tale of that character, or even if it's going on to the next adventure. An epic log gives you that epic ending that you want.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's really fun. Yeah,
I love it. May I actually answer your question for why I keep coming back to D&D Castle besides you? Because you're not at all of them.
I mean, we
so
didn't
have to
technically answer, so yeah, hit
yes.
me.
I think it's the community, like this. It's the people.
Well, yeah. I think honestly, it's such a hokey answer, though. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a big D&D group. It really is. Your D&D group, the more you play, the more you kind of like get those in jokes. The more you kind of like come to the castle, the more you realize the silliness that we get to, like, we can draw on things that no one else gets to know. Because we know those in jokes that happened with the wait for the bus. We know those in jokes that are like able to like, we just know them, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's fun. I love it. I love it. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Thank you. I think you are too.
No, thanks. Let's do some questions for spring.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love to hear about your campaign that you have planned for D&D Castle in spring.
Okay.
Give us a hint without spoilering anything.
I'll give you a few hints.
Great.
So I am making every effort to write the absolute gayest / queerest game possible, and I'm calling it a GLAMpaign. Yep. So the heroes will form a band. They can pick the genre, and their arch nemesis is another band called Glittergroove that are a group of goblins with neon hair, and they play baby metal. That's Glittergroove. And the basic concept, and this is not the story. The basic idea is that you're in a battle of the bands, and that's the most I can kind of give you. It is not performing. You do not need to play all bards.
I was gonna ask, do I need to play a bard?
Do not need to play all bards. You just need to be in a band. So if somebody wants to be the fighter or the barbarian and be the roadie, great. If you want to be the wizard and be the light show, great. If you want to be the, I don't know, warlock and deal with sound, I go for it, right? We just make a reason why you're part of the band. Even Bjork needs like one other people around her, right? So you could be a solo act and as one performer, and still everyone else is doing the rest of the story. So yeah, don't need to be all bards.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. What kind of player would want to be in this campaign or at your table?
So at my table in general, anyone who's just kind of like open for a good fun story. I usually do variant levels. So I like to do 369. This one I did 369, and I tossed in a 15 at the last set. I find that it's fun to have like a mini campaign with that growth of your character and build it into the story. So very few people at home ever get to play level 9 or level 15 characters because it's so high that a lot of DMs get very clunky with it. So it gets to that point where it's like, I don't know how to do this. And so they just don't. I like to make things that you do at D&D in the Castle a little bit different, which is also why I'm running this kind of story this time, because there's not a lot of like super gay. And very, very gay. I am not hiding that at all. And that's kind of what I want to lean into. So the idea for this is like, if you're a super big ally, if you have always wanted to play like a super queer character, if you've always wanted to kind of build characters that are like into the whole, like you want to be able to sit at a table. This is what spawned it. Queer characters and queer players rarely get to sit at a table and say something like, my boyfriend and I as characters, or this is my character and this is my husband, without at least one sort of side comment in the group going, ooh, like it's a novelty. And yet anytime anyone says, this is my character and their wife at home, it's no one ever makes a comment. So I wanted to kind of create a space in the game, for the game, where you can just exist. You don't have to have any of your masks on. You can just be a nerd. And so it leans into that, making it automatically like super gay world where like I literally have a magic item that's stilettos. Like I have another one I'm using. It's in every game I've got. I've got a used bag of holding that bedazzles with glitter everything that you put into it. So you know, like you have to choose what you want into it. But it lets me kind of like take control of the meta narrative and the heteronormativity of gaming that exists, and kind of shunt it off to the side, so that when you come to the table, if you're not comfortable with that, don't play in my table. But if you are like, hey, I want to experience this, even if you're not gay, you don't have to be gay, then come and play. But that's the kind of world that it's going to be, where it's going to be completely normalized, and probably like on the far end of like, instead of just 10%, it'll be like 80%, right? And yeah, that's what I want.
Amazing.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm really excited. It's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be super fun. It's going to be really silly. It's going to be really camp. It's going to be like everything you want in a D&D game, just turned up to 11.
Incredible.
Please tell me you get that reference.
Yeah.
We have got to chat on her for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please, in the chat.
In
Wherever
the chat. It's going to be like
right
there.
here.
Yeah, it's always down there.
Yeah, usually down there.
Is it right there?
I don't know.
Let's point. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Sorry. Up to 11.
Sorry. Yeah,
Chili,
sorry.
love it. I'm excited to hear about how someone gets the stilettos in your game. That's going to be so fun. No spoiler. I can't wait to hear about it. So you'll be coming to the newest castle that we'll be at.
Excited.
We call it Lothmere Castle.
Lothmere, okay.
Lothmere Castle.
Lothmere.
Nice. So you've been to every castle so far. So you've been to the first one in France.
Yeah, that was an experience.
Yeah, you've been to the one we've been at for a while. And now that you've
got
been
to do
at
Fort Langley.
Yeah,
Langley.
Lumley now. Now we're here at Thalion's Rest in Mohican Castle.
It's pretty cool here.
I would love to hear your thoughts on how like the atmosphere of the different castles, does it affect your game? How does it change?
Okay, so it changed my game because I like to tell story that vibes with the castle. So the last castle, I played a game that was using the castle. And that started at the very first castle. I actually realized that we're in a castle. Why aren't we using this environment? So I actually picked my group up. We walked into the chapel. I turned it into what did I do? I turned it into like a layer, and I kind of pointed at things and said, this is what you see. And I used all the stuff in the room as the things that were affecting the characters in the moment. In Lumley, I would take people to the Hall of Heads. All the staff know. Even the staff at Lumley Castle would be like, yeah, we'll do it. And I would make them be monsters because the flagstones are like 1 full foot. So you could have this 5-foot square and actually be your character. Here, it's a little bit harder to do that. But I decided that instead I'd take the environment and place it. So they're in a forest. And it's all about the Conholm Glade is the name of the forest. And they're helping druids.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You weren't climbing up trees in one of your sessions?
No. I considered that, but the trees are a little bit. I don't want animals on me. I'm far too much a city boy for that. Way too precious. This is a castle in the forest, as forest as I get. Like it's like I play D&D so I can be in a forest, not actually be in a forest. Yeah.
It feels like D&D summer camp when I'm here.
It is like D&D summer camp. But
really
for me, I'm not going to lie, all these events feel like summer camp because the DMs truly get to just be goofy and fun and hang out with each other. And we never really get to do that. And the castle is one of the only events I can think of where we can truly just kind of like we work our butts off. I have never seen a group of DMs work so hard, so consistently. So, like, we're just on. And that's really quite a special thing that the castle does. And I think that that's also why we get to hang out and have so much fun, because we can relate to the fact that we all very much care about what we do, the games we're running, and the players that are at our table, and making sure they're having the best time. So that when we get to have those like hours where we can turn off, we get to be characters in kind of like the grand story, and we get to finally hang out at the tavern, right? So I think that's where the summer camp vibe comes from, right? Like I think it really is just like it's like where the castle becomes like the D&D university, that vibe, right? Like it's
yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Which camera?
What are you most excited about for the new castle? Not in Newcastle, but
the new castle, not in Newcastle,
but near Newcastle.
I am actually excited to see what it looks like. I want to know what rooms I can move people to, and I want to know if there's like, is there a tower I can throw somebody off? Not really, just the character. I mean, unless they have. Maybe we should have an item that flies. Yeah, it's gonna be capes everywhere. So, and I'm excited I'm excited to see how I can pull off this idea more than anything else. So the castle itself is cool. I'm excited to see what it's like, because a new castle, why not? But I'm just as excited to see my players and see the people who are running games with me again.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So if
I know, it's such a sappy answer. And I'm glad there's no other DM who's going to hear this first. They're going to be like, ooh, that's good. Or that MF.
But it's good. I feel like if you want the first chance to be at this new game with you at a Newcastle, like this is a great opportunity.
That's part of why I was like really excited for this, right? Because I get to really I get to see if it will work first. Like, God, I hope it works. And I get to do it in a new place, which means that it forces me. So the best part about being in the new castle is it forces me to completely reset how I run the games, because at the last castle, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, where I would do it, and how I would do it. I knew which rooms I liked. I knew I knew all of that. So playing things in the same vibe was not hard. Now with the new castle, I don't know any of those things. So it forces me to recreate a new sort of vibe, and doing it with this sort of angle that I'm going for. And I say that without it being like, it's not a thing, it's real, but it is a different angle that people don't approach games like this often, right? So I think that's the other reason I want to do it. But yeah, I'm rambling. Please interrupt me. Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Welcome to D&D in the Castle.
Well, I'm really excited to have you there. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to love it. And you're gonna love being at GM Tim's table. So
you are, honestly, you are.
Really even if you're having fun just watching
for any castle, I am confident in saying I have always had people walk away very happy to sit at the table.
Yeah, because you're just playing D&D.
Yeah, honestly,
in a castle.
And it is lots of fun.
Yeah.
The one thing I pride myself is trying to find something that the players haven't been able to do, and to make sure that happens in the group.
Like, give us an example.
I have never fought a dragon. I've actually had that.
Oh.
And actually, really often, players don't ever fight dragons.
So you just go.
So I put dragons on the table. Or moving monsters around. Like, I'll reskin things. Like, I've had a goblin that actually used a dragon stat. And they're like, how is that goblin so big? I'm like, it was actually this. What? You can do that? I'm like, well, I did. It's like, yeah, why not? But yeah, it's very fun. You can just manipulating the game to remind people how they can play the game is one of the coolest things you learn at places like D&D Castle.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. So it kind of gave me an idea of, if I'm a person who has a means to come to D&D Castle, but I'm nervous to, or I don't know if I want to play with strangers, and you've been to a lot of them, what advice would you give me on if I were just not sure if I wanted to come?
Oh. Yeah. I mean, if you're not sure because you're nervous about not knowing anyone.
Yeah.
Everyone here is like that. Even the DMs, the brand new DMs are the exact same. And I would say that we are probably the most friendly group of gamers that you will ever meet at any event ever. And I do not say that lightly. It is not a convention. you are coming to a very specific thing that is D&D in a castle, right? So you're not surrounded by like thousands of people running games, right?
Yeah.
You're at your table. You usually end up becoming really good friends with your table because you go through usually some sort of trauma in 24 hours at the table through the gameplay. And you have that share that you have forever afterwards. So, you know, like you share connections, and I've had people come back and play in the same group. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I would say if you're unsure because you don't know anyone, do it. If you're unsure because unsure because you don't know anyone, do it.
Yeah.
Because if that's the only thing holding you back, and you really want to play, I think that's less of an excuse.
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of like the way we talk about doing things on your own. That makes it less likely that you'll do it. I'd say just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we saw today was departure day for our first round, so everyone left, and in seeing people roll up on the bus the first day and kind of nervous and chatting and like not really, they're in their pockets, and then just such a difference seeing today when people are coming by and having people they didn't play with sign their yearbook. It was a yearbook signing.
It's a program. Mm-hmm. We have programs for the different events, but we call them yearbooks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was just something I think it's the saddest day for me, but I think it's a special day.
It's super joyful.
So joyful.
It's super joyful, even though it's super sad.
Yeah, because everyone has this big community, and they're swapping numbers, and you're going to play later with each other,
and we're going to see each other next time. Yeah. You're going to come again.
Yeah, you're going to come. Yeah, you just want to come back to the castle to see your friends.
Yeah,
again. And
exactly.
And this is our second year here, and people were like, "Oh, I remember you from last castle," and like you said, in jokes of "I made it this time," and
it's very cool. Yeah, I would say definitely. I would always be a proponent to going to a D&D in a castle.
Me too.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Weird, right?
Yeah, well, crazy. Well, I'm always there. So I think that's us for time, and I think but it's a beautiful note to end on. Just come to D&D in the Castle. So would you like to invite the players to come play with you?
Come play with me! Sorry, as I deafen Justin. Come play with me at D&D in the Castle. It's really fun. You want to play in my GLAMpaign? I guarantee it'll be a good time.
You can come join GM Tim in spring in the UK in April.
First week in April.
Well,
first week at the castle. It is in April.
It is in April. The numbers escape me.
The dates are here.
The dates
right here.
Right here.
They're here. They're right dates.
All right, and we're gonna look to our friends and say thank you for joining us today at D&D in a Castle.
Wait. Goodbye from D&D in the Castle.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.